The next time that you feel unbalanced, you feel stuck, you feel that you hate yourself, that you want to change, ask yourself, what out of those four wheels of self-love I'm neglecting? Everyone is looking for their second half while I'm looking for the first one. This is something I wrote in my Facebook page around 2016. And only today I truly understand what is the meaning. It was me looking for myself, the self-love. And if you're here, I guess that you are looking for self-love, you are looking to understand how it can change your life, how it can make you more attractive, someone that is easily and effortlessly approaching other human beings, maybe human, maybe women, and eventually make you someone that is attractive, someone that is communicating easily, loving, accepting, and feeling adequate about himself. So welcome to the video, everyone. Today we are going to discover what is it that's stopping you from being attractive, what is stopping you from loving yourself, and what are the mistakes and misconceptions that we all have about self-love, how to solve them, and two keys that I'm teaching my students as well about self-love. All of my clients, one way or another, having this difficulty of understanding what is self-love. So let's understand first off that self-love is something that comes from the inside. It is not waiting for something outside of you to determine how you feel and if you feel loved or not. It is something that comes truly from the inside and out. Self-love is your ability to love yourself. Ability of one loving self make a lot of advantages. So let's start with them. First off, it makes you to be resilient of others' opinions. Instead of being reliant on validations, on what people think of me, how do I sound, what they think of what I'm doing, would it sound funny? Would they laugh? Would I be someone that they would go after? And all of those questions remain irrelevant. Because of that, I had to go through that journey, going to millions of places to discover what it means to truly love myself. In 2016, when I flew to South America, I had two wishes. One, to love myself. Two, to accept myself. After this journey, I found out that, well, I got some of that, but it is not enough. It was just temporary. In South America, on that adventure, people used to tell me, oh, you are such an amazing person, I love you, you look amazing, how I haven't met you before, and I made a lot of friends. But something weird happened. When I came back to my country, all of that just went away. I just felt the same. I'm going to show you what are the mistakes that we are all doing regarding self-love. So let's begin with the mistakes and the misconceptions. One, love comes from the outside, and instead, we need to understand love comes from the inside. I used to look for validations, for approvals from other human beings. I wanted affection. I wanted them to love me, to be accepted, to be maybe even the center of things. But it never went my way, to be honest. One thing I understood, that love cannot be something comes from the outer world. You need to understand, life is about two screens. It is like a dual mirror. There is the outer screen, whatever you see outside of you, and there is the inner screen, your inner world, your point of views, beliefs, perspectives. All of those are your thoughts and your emotions. Most of us trying to feel something inside, but we are looking for the validation that someone would tell you, oh, you are such an amazing person. Oh, that sounds amazing. I love this. Yes. Do you want to come with me? Or all of those things, compliments, validations. Instead, what we better pursue is the sense of real self-love, to not being reliant of others people's opinions. Instead, choosing what we think above everything else. So the first mistake is trust other opinions instead of my own opinion about life, about the universe, about how I look like. I used to go in the street and three beautiful girls used to walk beside me and they used to suddenly laugh. And when they are laughing, I used to tell myself, you are such a loser, you are such a weak, weird, unhealthy, weirdo man that they just see that and that's why they are laughing. And that is just the negative self-talk that I had. Instead, today, same thing happened. Three girls, beautiful girls, walking in the street, and if they laugh, I just know that it's because, oh, he's such a beautiful man. Yeah, he looks so handsome. I loved how he goes. Oh, he must be successful man. All of those things are just about my mind. Nothing changed outside, it is just me changed from the inside. So understand there is that inner world and the outer world. The outer world can never give you what you want. That love, that acceptance, that feeling adequate. The second mistake that people do, they mistake about self-love and narcissism. And to be honest, I thought about it as well. I was afraid that if I would be confident and would love myself, it would make me to just be narcissist, selfish, egoistic man. And it is not the truth. There is a level between being someone that is pleasing, and I'm a people pleaser, or at least I used to be in my past, and you have maybe that thought that if I would gain more confidence, I would be someone that is selfish and maybe narcissist, and you don't want to be that arrogant, cocky man, right? So let me just clear that for you. You wouldn't be someone that is selfish and narcissist if you will have more confidence or if you would love yourself. The difference between self-love and being narcissist or selfish is about the empathy and the real desire to give from the heart. So if you know you are someone that truly loves to help other human beings, don't be afraid of that. Your heart is in the right place and nothing outer of you would change that. So gain more love. It is okay. By the way, by the end of this video, I will show you two beautiful ways that you will be able to gain much more confidence and self-love and to feel accepted all the time. The third mistake people do is they have that misconception that you have that rule that if I would do that, only then I would be loved. For example, if I would give him what he wants, I will gain the love and I would be accepted and he or she would be friend of me. It isn't the truth. Most of my life I try to do just that. And I bet that if you are people pleaser or something like that, you found out it's not really works. What really works is changing your inner world. So those rules of if I will do that, he would love me. If I would help her, she would want me. It doesn't go that way. And I'm talking as someone that used to be in crush for some girl for a lot of years and it never worked. She never looked at me because I was so needy. And that leads us to the fourth mistake. Neediness and attractiveness. Neediness is when we come and try to manipulate the other person to get what we want. For example, I come to get something and I come with that approach and I ask you how are you in two different ways, neediness and attractive man. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, how are you doing? Yeah. Or, hey, how are you doing? You see, they are both the same sentence, but one way I wanted something from that person. In the second option, I just wanted to be myself, to communicate myself and say hi. Both are valid, but if you want to be real confident and someone that loves himself, pay attention to your body language, to the way you talk, to the neediness within you. The fifth mistake is people think that self-love is some weakness or being someone that loving is weakness. And I remember this moment when I'm in South America and that vision in my head comes and I truly hear that voice that tells me you are here to give love. And I was just neglecting and pushing that voice and repressing that. No, I'm a man. I can't really do that. I can't love. I can't be vulnerable. And this is a big mistake. I used to just repress that voice and neglect what my inner calling used to bring the real vocation of mine. And instead, I just shot this voice for years. Instead, understand that your real heart voice is the real voice. It is your soul talking to you. It usually talk in a really quiet manner. And the fifth mistake, neglecting self-care. For years I had no desire to take care of this body of my brain. I used to just, well, this is me. This is who I am, what I can do. I guess you maybe know those things and like, this is who I am. This is just you saying, I can change, I am not believing in myself, and there is nothing I can do. And this is a big bullshit. And the reason is, you can always change. You can always change who you are. And because of that, I will give you the 4 wheels of self-love just after this last point. The 7th point is boundary. This is maybe the most important one and one that I had real trouble to do, and it is about putting boundaries for the people around me. It is about my parents, my family, my friends, actually everyone around me. I couldn't really say no. I was so pleaser that I used to just help you no matter what you ask me. I would give on my own needs just to help you and please you. And instead of being that person that is attractive, person that is confident and know what he wants, I used to just be that needy person that would just try to please you no matter what you want. So put clear boundaries, because usually those unattractive and unconfident guys, they just have no boundaries. They have no self-care about who they are, and they cannot really say no. Now, let's talk about the 4th wheels of self-love. So we talked about why it's so important, the mistakes. Now, there are 4 wheels of self-love. These 4 wheels present those 4 elements, 4 parts that you need to take care of. It is like some wheels of a car, and that car cannot drive 100 kilometers without being taken care of its wheels, right? You wouldn't be able to run or drive the fastest that you can when one wheel is just have no enough air. Instead, what you need to do is create that saddle balance. And that leads me to talk about those 4 wheels of self-love. One is body. You need to take care of this body. Do not neglect who you are being at any given moment. Who is that thing that inside of that body? Maybe your body is not necessarily who you are, but it is big part of you. This is your temple. And because of that, you need to take care of everything that this body needs. It's about the rest, nutrition, breathing. It is about the food. It is about so many things that are crucial. And those are just examples how I take care of my own body. Each one of us has our own unique way for each one of those parts, of those wheels, of those elements. And you need to find out what are those things for you and what are you lacking of right now. The second one is the mental. The mental is this part of your brain. You need to feed that brain with the right nutrition. So for me, for example, it is about reading books, educate myself, teach others, learn more every day, talking with other human beings, or even talk about great, amazing ideas, hear podcasts, hear audiobooks. All of those things develop this part of mine, which is the mind. The third one is about the emotion. The emotion is this part of your heart. This is one of the first or the second part that most people neglect mostly. For my training with people, most of the people neglect this part, the third one or the fourth one that we are going to talk in a moment. The heart nutrition or air means the air of this wheel. It is about sharing feelings. It is about taking care of your real emotions. Communicate what you want. Bring your message out. Maybe journaling. Maybe it is about meditating and quiet those emotions to be resilient. All of those things help you to become someone that can control his emotions by giving the right food. It is also about, of course, letting go of emotions. The fourth wheel, which is maybe the most important one for most people, it is not that one wheel more important than the other. It's not like that. It is just the one that most people that come into my trainings usually lack enough. And this is the spirit. The spirit is the part that most of us neglect. Is this part that we do not really give enough air to. There are a lot of ways and they are unique for each one of us, for each of those parts, but the spirit is maybe more complex for most of us because, well, Raz, I see this pen, I see you, I see your shirt, I see my screen, but what is spirit? Well, 99% of what you see is air, spirit, void, and vacuum. 0.00001% is the matter, the physical things. And you maybe ask yourself, well, Raz, how do you say that? I don't really see what you say right now. How is it possible? Well, science already knows that. When you take an atom and combine it multiple times, you find out that there is so much void and there is so little matter. And this is something that when I heard that for the first time, it freaked me out. Like, how is it possible? But this is the real truth. Most of that you are seeing is an illusion, and modern science already knows that. Now, the right food for my spirit, for example, can be dancing, it can be meditating, it can be yoga, it can be breath walk, it can be walking on the nature, walking barefoot on the ground. All of those can bring me at least the right food. They maybe can help you as well. Now, the key about those 4 wheels is about maintaining the balance. Look, you need to maintain the balance between each one of them. Each one needs the right amount of balance. So the key is maintain balance. When I say maintain balance, I mean you need to give each one of those parts the right time, the right nutrition, enough attention. So the next time that you feel unbalanced, you feel stuck, you feel that you hate yourself, that you want to change, ask yourself, what out of those 4 wheels of self-love I'm neglecting? What is that part really needs from me? What is the area that I can help myself by fulfilling it? For example, just last night when I talked to one of my trainees, he said to me that he's not giving any food to the spirit, and that was not really new to me. And usually what you can do is just start meditating or start doing some breath work, trying to connect to your real soul, to your spirit. And every time, every week, put some goal about each one of them. Maintain the balance. When you see that something is not working your way, ask yourself, what is it that I'm lacking? What is out of those 4 I need to give the right nutrition right now? And when you know what is it, put it as a goal for the next week. For example, it can be your spirit. What is that one thing that can help my spirit get its food? Now, there is some hack here. There is some bonus key. The bonus key is about 2 activities that are common and familiar for most of you. And if you do them, you're giving all of those 4 wheels food and nutrition at the same time. Means one activity that give all of those wheels the food that it needs. Think that this is like the perfect fuel. A fuel that works for any kind of car in the world. So those 2 activities are meditation and yoga. When you do one of them or both of them, I'm doing both for a lot of years, you are actually giving all of those parts the right nutrition. I will give you an example. Let's say you have decided about meditation. You do meditation and it's quiet the mind. Means it gives you some clarity of mind, some peace of mind. It gives you some quiet. It's like taking a word, putting that marker in the middle and clicking the space. What happens when you are in between those words and clicking space? The word or the letters are getting farther and farther away from each other. That's what happens with your thoughts when you are meditating. You are quieting the mind. You are putting a space, quiet, peace, and presence within yourself. For the body, it shuts your urges down. It helps you to be in control of who you are. It is like putting your body in control of yourself instead of something external controlling you. For the emotions, it is helping you to regulate your emotions and controlling what you want to feel, instead that your emotions would be determined how you feel. Today I can be just peaceful and decide whatever I want to feel at any given moment. And of course, spirit, it gives you the right nutrition for your spirit, to being connected to your higher self, that help you to Be connected to your ideal identity and change your life and lead your life eventually. And same, of course, with yoga. Both are super activities that give you the right nutrition, the right walk to walk with. So, 2 keys to maintain the self-love and the balance and create lasting results in your life regarding love, confidence, and leading your life. First off, let go of results. Letting go of results means that you are not being attached to one thing or another. Even if something getting out of control, even something getting more important than the other, you want someone and you put her or him on a pedestal, or one thing that you want, one trait, and when you put it on a pedestal, it's getting farther. What I recommend you is let go of the result. Detach means let go, allow it to be as it is. And the second one is be in the moment. Both things, letting go of results and being in the moment, are results of cultivating the balance between all of those wheels and having connection with your higher self and spirit. When you have that subtle balance and you are connected to your own spirit and soul, cultivate the real healthy body, have boundaries with yourself and with other human beings. You cultivate real self-love. You give your mind the right nutrition and you give your emotions the right expression. You cultivate real leadership, peaceful leadership, and that's how you can lead your own life and the life of others. Let's repeat what we learned today. First off, we learned about the mistakes and why it's so important to have that self-love, to be able to be resilient of outer and external things, being able to have your own opinion, love yourself, have confidence, have that leadership and connection to yourself, and authentic voice. Instead of being validated by others' opinions and being dependent on them. And we also talked about the 7 mistakes that we are doing regarding self-love, about the external against the internal, about being selfish, but it's not really being selfish, it's loving yourself. Then we talked about the wheels of self-love: body, mind, emotion, and spirit. And the key is cultivate that subtle balance. Maintaining of this balance is crucial for good, healthy life. And there are 2 activities that making that pretty easily, which is meditation and yoga. There are other activities that can do that, but those are what I'm using. And the key question is about asking, when I'm stuck, when I'm not in the balance, when I'm not doing the things I want to do, ask yourself, what is one of those 4 wheels that I'm neglecting right now? And when you know what it is, put it as one goal for the same week or more than that, and ask yourself, what do I need for this wheel of self-love to be fulfilled? And start doing that for the same week. And lastly, we talked about the 2 keys that would help you maintain the balance in life and regarding self-love, which are letting go of results and be present in the moment. When I started to love myself, I started to be fulfilled, I started to love others as much as I loved myself, because you cannot really love other human beings. As I started this video, when you are looking your second half, and you want to be someone that is loved and accepted and adequate, you need to give all of those things to yourself. And this subtle balance that we learned today would give you everything. It is always about this subtle balance within yourself. It's not outside, it is inside. Thank you for the opportunity to give service and value. I love you.